Welcome to the Community Show, where voices are heard, stories are shared, and we come together as one united community.
Good morning everyone, Assalamu alaikum, welcome to the Community Show. I am your host Mohammed Makta. I'm joined as usual by my co-host Jocelyn. How are you today?
Good morning everyone. Yeah, I'm very well. I would say I'm a little bit tired, but I think some of our guests and yourself included are much more tired than me, so I can't complain.
Yep, and we've got two amazing guests on our show today.
We have.
Two incredible guests. We've got Adelina. How are you, Adelina?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
And Ryan also. How are you?
Good.
Both are from 6...
H,
both
Miss Grace's class. And both are a little bit nervous. First time on the radio, but there's no need to be nervous, and we're here to celebrate something amazing that you've both done in your own time.
Yeah, and from our community, I think we've had a very busy week.
Absolutely.
We've had academic review day for secondary, Monday, Tuesday, year 12s, 13s and 11s are back in school.
Lots
those
of
winter trips.
Yeah, lots of people back
again.
from camp, and we've had a lot of tired faces. The weekend wasn't quite long enough for them to recover after a busy few days.
Yeah, I think everyone's looking forward to the weekend, I think, as
Absolutely.
well. So moving on to our guest today, we're discussing Reading Like a Gem, isn't it?
Yes, we have the upcoming National Storytelling Week in a few weeks.
Yep.
And it's a topic we haven't really discussed too much on this show. And reading, as we all know, is a really important life skill, and I'm sure there's lots of students out there that actually don't enjoy their reading lessons and always think, oh, what's the point? I'd rather be on my iPad. But I think we forget that even using an iPad, we're using our reading skills continuously through life. And sometimes reading is one of those skills that becomes a passion, sometimes later on in life, sometimes straight away. It all depends on your own hobbies as to when you grow a love for reading, I think.
And our two guests are those who are not only, I hope, interested in reading themselves, but also have shared that passion by trying to make others read by writing their own books, isn't it? So we're going to be discussing a bit of that as well. I think we'll start off with a question of why do you think reading, for either of you, why do you think reading is such an important skill for year 6 students, but you could also expand that to any student really, especially as role models in our school?
Ryan, yeah.
I think reading helps us build our confidence by learning new words and vocabularies. As a year 6 student, we should show younger students that reading is important and fun.
I really agree with that. As year 6 students, you are the role models. You're the top of the value school. Have you always loved reading?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the beginning, it was boring, but now, it started to become more fun.
And what sort of genre books do you like to read? Have you got a favourite book or a recommendation for anyone? What are your sort of stories?
I like to read How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, absolutely. And did you read the book before you watched the film?
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer in that. I love to read a book before I watch the film. And what about you, Adelina? Why do you think it's such an important skill to be able to read?
I think reading is important for everybody, especially for year 6, as they have to pick up on their vocabulary before year 7.
Yeah, and do you know what's really important as well as a year 6 student? I'm sure when you've read books, you learn so much more vocabulary, and then you don't just learn it and not use it. You then use that when you're expressing yourself, when you're communicating, and it's nice to be able to use different words and understand their meaning. And what about you? Have you always loved reading? From a young age?
Not always.
Not always. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? How old were you maybe when you...
6, something like that.
Yeah.
6.
So you didn't really like the
you didn't like
phonics.
it as much before,
Yeah,
but
but
you
then I
started
liked
enjoying it afterwards.
And did you both, just out of interest, did you find reading easy, or was it something that you had to work at, Ryan?
I found reading easy and fun because I was excited for the other part and what was going to happen next.
Yeah.
So yeah, you found it easy and then got hooked by the books. What about you? Did you find it tricky?
No, not tricky.
Not tricky. So you're both quite lucky then, and maybe that's why you have such a passion now. But I know there are lots of students out there that find reading quite tricky, and maybe that's why the love isn't there just yet.
I think even Ryan sort of touched on that point, isn't it? For a lot of people, reading is something which the more you do, the easier it gets.
Absolutely.
Right? And the more you enjoy it, right, Ryan? Like the story part, for example, at the beginning it's a bit difficult to read, but because you want to know what's coming next, that's why you carry on. Like How to Train a Dragon, you might enjoy the story, and you'll go through the difficulty of learning those new words, but because you enjoy the story, you'll carry on doing it.
Just a quick one. Where's your favourite place to read? Is there a particular spot you have that you like to read at home?
In the living room,
In the living room, on the sofa?
at the carpet.
Oh, on the car. Oh, you like to be laid down, yeah? What about you?
I like to go on the sofa,
On the sofa?
but I lay down on it.
Yeah, I think there's
I don't
something
know.
about reading a book and laying down.
Do you lay down like with the book on top of you?
Like that.
Oh,
Oh,
you
down
lay
there,
on your
okay.
front.
Yeah.
I used to
Very
hate doing
nice.
that because then sometimes you fall asleep when the book
Oh,
falls down.
hardback book is always terrible for that. I like reading out in the garden.
Oh,
That's
really
one
nice.
of my little
Yeah.
favourites. And when I was your age, I set up like a little den almost, and I used to always get into trouble because I'd be told to go to bed, and I was caught with a torch
Yeah, I used to do
under the
those as well.
duvet reading my books. Yeah,
We used
always.
to go to the library, so my mum used to take us, me and my brother and sister, we would walk to the library, and you'd have I think max of 12 books you could take out, and each of us would come back with 12 books every single week, so we'd finish all 12 books over the week. But back then you didn't have iPads, so that was like the only fun that you could really have.
Yeah.
So we used to read all 12, and then used to go back the next week and used to basically change them out. But yeah.
Would have needed a suitcase, all of you, with 36 books coming home.
But we used to have loads and loads of fun. We used to really look forward to it.
Yeah, it was nice, wasn't it? I used to love going to the library myself. We used to, in the UK, have a library bus that came round, and it would park up like on your street outside your homes, and it was just a mobile library, and
And you
you'd
could
hop
go
on
in
the
there.
bus. Yeah,
Oh, that's really nice.
really cool.
Okay, next question. How does Read Like a Gem, which is what we've started as a school and as a cluster of schools, encourage you to read more deeply or more regularly? And has it changed the way you choose books?
It motivates me to read regularly and try different types of books. It also helps me think more deeply about what I read, not just finish the book.
Now, you've just said it's made you try some different books. Did you like all of the different books that you've tried, or has it solidified which genre of book you like? Have you thought, oh, that's not for me?
I read the ones that the cover interests me.
Absolutely. And do you know what? I think, again, with the passion for reading, sometimes you're given a book and you're recommended a book and you try it and you don't like reading, but it's not you don't like reading, it's actually you don't like the
Yeah.
book. It's finding the right genre or the story for you. What about you, Adelina?
Read Like a Gem gave me courage to read more books and different types. It gave me confidence to read fluently, and now I've set targets to finish number of books per month.
Oh, that's cool. I like
Yeah.
that sort of target.
That's a very good target.
And do you, just out of interest, do you have younger siblings, either of you?
I have one brother and one sister.
And do they like reading, or do you like reading to them? Do you ever get to do that?
I like reading, and I don't think my brother and my sister likes reading.
Oh, okay. And do you ever read out loud to them before bed or anything like that?
No, he
Mate.
reads by himself.
Oh, he reads by himself. Maybe that would be nice to try and encourage if they like reading. What about you?
I have one brother and one sister.
Yeah.
My brother likes reading, but my sister, she can't read.
Oh, so does she get read to? Or maybe that's what you should try and do.
She doesn't even listen.
Maybe she's too little at the moment. So, you've obviously spoken about How to Train Your Dragon, but is there another book or book you've recently read that's maybe made you think differently or reflect, or maybe just think, oh, I'd like to try that?
My favorite book was How to Train Your Dragon, because it taught me about being brave and never lose hope, and helped me understand that challenges can make us stronger.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very inspirational.
It is.
isn't it?
The only
It's
thing
very-
is, I just wish you could have a dragon. Don't you think that would be really cool? You can't really try something new with that one. It wouldn't work, would it? What about you, Adelina?
The book I read recently is a book of series.
Yeah.
It's called Thief.
Oh, I've not heard of that.
It's a book about adventure.
Oh, adventure. And is that your sort of style book?
Yeah, it's like 5 sisters on adventures.
Oh, lovely. It's like the Famous Five. Did you ever read the
Yeah,
Famous
I
I
Five?
have
Five.
those books also.
Do
Yeah,
you?
I've read the Famous
Yeah.
Five.
I
Those
used
are
to
I have
classics.
2 of those books.
Yeah, I used to love Enid Blyton. Didn't she also do The Secret Seven?
Yeah.
They were good. Have you tried The Secret Seven?
No.
Proper classics,
Oh,
aren't
if
they?
if you like Famous Five, try Secret Seven. Really.
What about
good.
you? Have you, Zoe? Have you got any book that you've read recently? Or which genre? do you
I have been reading a lot of books actually recently. I love books, but I have got a Kindle because out here I read a lot at the pool, and some of the books that I've been reading have melted in the heat out here, and I've lost the pages. I've been trying bit of a different genre, you know, like motivating books or books to
Yes.
support your career or your goals, like aspirational books.
Non-fictional books.
I must admit, I don't like them as much as the adventure books, but one of
They are
my
good for yourself.
favourite books ever, and the one that I'd always recommend, would be The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings. It's always
Right,
been
the classic.
my favourite books, and I grew a love for reading because my dad used to read to me every night. And when I was a lot younger, I couldn't obviously read those types of books because Tolkien is quite tricky to read. So he used to read it to me every night, and then I eventually was able to read it for myself, and it's a book that I
I've
will
read The
always go
Hobbit,
back to.
But Lord of the Rings, I think I found that difficult because you've already watched the films.
I hadn't. I purposely, and I remember being very little and going and watching the films and being excited
If you guys
for
haven't
it.
read it, read The Hobbit.
Yeah,
And Lord of the Rings at some point.
absolutely.
They're amazing, amazing books.
Yeah. What about you?
Myself as a genre, I've sort of moved towards sci-fi. I enjoy it.
Mm.
But I've been reading a lot more of those kind of non-fiction
Yeah.
books as well.
They're not as good, are they?
They're not as good.
They're not as
They're not as
interesting.
page-turning, but
No.
they are good for you in that sense.
Yeah, I struggle a little bit with sci-fi. I don't mind a little bit of fantasy. I like a bit of historical, maybe like fantasy,
Okay.
but I do like a bit of crime as well. Something
Bit
like
of a
that.
detective
Yeah,
thriller.
detective. I think that would have been a very cool job to work out. And spy books, they're
With
good.
a big trench coat.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, how do good reading habits support learning in other subjects and help you prepare for secondary school?
Reading helps me understand questions better in all subjects like science and math by improving critical thinking skills necessary for analyzing. It also improves my writing and vocabulary.
Yeah, absolutely. What about
And Adelina?
Reading helped me become a fast reader, expand my vocabulary, and my spelling became better. It will help me in year 7 to be sharper.
Absolutely, and I think both of you have touched upon it, and you both know because you've written your own books, but it definitely expands your writing. But I like what you said about the science and analysing. It really does pull into all subjects. And Adelina, you said fast reader. I myself have always been told I'm a very fast reader. Are you quite a fast reader? Do you get through a book pretty quick? Yeah. What about you, Ryan? Are you fast or a bit slow but just enjoy it?
I take my time to read it, but my brother, he reads it fast.
Yeah, I surprise myself because I can pick up a book, and if it's a really good book, I can finish the book
You can
within
get
a couple of
test that you
days.
can do, isn't it?
Yeah.
A reading test. And there was a video that just went viral a couple of weeks ago. It sped up bit by bit, so it went like 100 words per minute, then 200, then 300, went up to 900, and see how fast you can read.
That's crazy.
so
Oh, I
that-
might have to try and do
Yeah,
that.
you can try to do that.
Mm.
For you guys, what advice? Actually, another question I had was, you guys mentioned that it helped you in other subjects. Do you actually think that when you're doing other subjects, you can pick up questions more quickly, or stuff that you see on the board, you can start your task more quickly than maybe other students in your class? Do you feel that you can do that? Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
And
you will do the bronze, silver, gold, and if you get sort of, you know, in a maths lesson or an English lesson, if you've shown that you understand the skill being taught, you might be sent off or directed to look at a bit of research, and then instantly you'll be able to do that independently.
Yeah, I think I was actually listening to something about that as well. That the more you can read, I think is one of the greatest signifiers of a child's success later on in life as well, or as an adult. So the fact that you guys are doing that is amazing. I just want to quickly come on to you guys' books. You've written your own books. How was that process? How was it?
Tell us a little bit.
It was kind of hard, but it was fun at the same time.
Okay, and was yours a fantasy book?
About sports.
About
About
sports.
sports.
Brilliant. Very different to How to Train Your Dragon as well. What about you, Adelina? Tell us a bit about your book.
Reading from other books gave me the confidence to write, also the ability to storytell in a creative way.
Brilliant. Well, I know we're running out of time, and I want to speak to you a bit more about your books. So for our listeners out there, these two, we're hopefully going to get to film them, reading their books and upload them so that everyone else can hear the stories. And they are in 6H if anyone wants to pop along, if anyone else is interested in writing a book and wants some advice. Do you have any advice you'd give to someone that's wanting to write a book?
Choose the book that you enjoy and read a little every day. Don't worry, it feels hard at first. The more you read, the easier it gets.
Okay, brilliant. What about you, Adelina?
To write their own book, they should choose a topic they're interested in and to start reading regularly, like 20 minutes per day.
Oh, that's fabulous. I like how you've both linked back that to be an author, you need to do your research and read other books.
And just out of curiosity, the names of your books.
What's the
Or
title?
have you still not got titles yet?
Jump to the Future.
Jump to the Future. Very nice.
Written by Ryan and Adelina's book.
The Storm That Led Us Home.
The Storm That Led Us Home.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
they're
really
really interesting titles.
You mentioned you judge a book by its cover. I think both of them, they'll have very good covers.
Yeah, don't they? I can't wait to read them myself.
Okay, I think Peter's telling us we need to end it and wrap it up here. Thank you very much, both of you, for coming on.
We don't have time for a shout out, but the only one I do want to, it's not a shout out, but a huge congratulations to my co-host on the birth of his baby boy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a lovely
we'll see you
day.
all next week.
Thanks for listening to The Community Show. Stay connected and we'll see you next time.